The following video contains an adult using adult language. My videos are not intended for kids. This video also contains my personal opinions and headcanons. Please remember that nothing I say will change the canon of the actual show. And if you can't handle or respect trans people, then please leave now. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I present you with the first half of the princess redesigns. Why only half? I'm gonna be so real, guys. I was gonna do all three princesses plus more in the original video, but I'm just gonna be real, it wasn't going well. I didn't feel comfortable holding back Luna and Celestia from you guys any further. I really want to talk about these designs and what I've done with them, and I can't do that if I haven't shown you guys. So without further ado, let's get into it. Starting us off today, we have Princess Luna, or should I say Prince Lunari? That's right, I made my Luna trans. Haters can stay mad, okay? Luna has always been a character that has been close to my heart, always been one of my favorite princesses, if not my absolute favorite princess, and I'll be damned if I wasn't going to project onto her and make him a trans guy. And just for clarity's sake, I'm not hesitating this time. This is just a trans guy. He, him pronouns, okay? I will be referring to Luna as he, him the rest of this time, and I will be saying Lunari instead of Luna, hopefully. Unlike the last redesigning MLP characters video, I actually had a stronger idea of what I wanted to specifically do with the princesses. At least with Lunari, you can see in the sketching process that I barely even did 2 headshots. I knew exactly what I wanted from the get-go. Short, light, fluffy hair really suits Lunari, I think. Just from a design point of view, the lighter colors really do bounce off the deeper tones of Lunari's fur. Because I wasn't ever going to change the color of the fur per se. Add to it, absolutely, but I think Luna Light version would be absolutely cursed. You know, like Discord Light, Luna Light. Like, I'm gonna be so real. Ew. So I knew Lunari had to keep the same dark palette. I'm editing this right now. I just want to pop in real quick. Speaking of light Luna, can we just talk about EQG Luna? Why'd they fucking ruin her like this? Girl, where's your melanin? In addition to the dark palette though, I did want to add some nice white clouds. They really pop off the rest of the tones, and I think it just kind of brings the dream, it's giving night, it's giving dream, it's giving the vibe. And I absolutely adore when things pop on designs, and I think the white just, mwah, chef's kiss. As much as I love the strong saturation from Luna's original design, I wanted Lunari to seem more like that, one version of Luna. Remember when the series started and we defeated Nightmare Moon, and then that little version of Luna pops out with the cute hair that we only see once, because the next time we see Luna looks stunningly more like her sister. Honestly, I'm not gonna say biggest downgrade of the year, but I am disappointed about it. I think it could have been really interesting to bring another kind of hair texture to the princesses, especially since all the I really need to know what Cadence looks like grown up, because going back with my beef with Twilight for a second at the end of the whole series, they all look like carbon copies of Celestia. I swear to God, with the flowing hair and the blah 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 blah. That's so stupid. I'm worried that the designers of the show thought it was cool, but it really isn't. It was cool for Celestia because she was regal and the princess or whatever, but why did we have to paint everyone into that box? Why did we have to take Luna's hair away? So yeah, I wanted Lunari to have lighter colored hair, and I wanted it to be shorter. I don't think the long hair fits Lunari's character, or Luna's for that matter. And another thing that I decided while jumping into this design is that I wanted Lunari to have more markings, because for those of you who don't know, who haven't looked into the show, Luna's cutie mark is not that patch of black and the moon. It's just the moon. The patch of black is a marking, and I've just always been confused why that marking was specifically there and not anywhere else. So I decided to expand that across the body in several fun different ways. You'll see later in this design, I end up adding cute little snow leopard spots. I'm not sure what possessed me to do that. Actually, no, I do know what possessed me to do that. When I was designing Celestia, I was thinking and you'll see this later, but Celestia is very golden tiger coated, and Lunari is very like snow leopard prince coated. And I hope that like makes sense or whatever. Another thing I decided on really early on in this design was that Luna was going to be a bat pony, or at least, you know, part bat pony because of the whole alicorn thing. I've always thought it was cute that Luna's guards were like bat ponies specifically, and I think she's got a bigger tie to them than we see in this show. So I wanted Lunari's design to reflect that a little more. I'm going to be honest, Celestia and Luna don't look related in my redesigns, but I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, okay? I'm gonna hold your hand. They never looked related, and I do not care. Like, if the show couldn't put in the effort to make them look related, why the fuck should I? And no, giving Luna that shitty fucking hair does not make them related. Okay, man, get over it. While designing Lunari, I knew I wanted him to still have some of the princess accessories TM, but I didn't think that, like, hunky chunky necklace really fit his vibe, so I ended up changing it into a choker with a little moon pendant and a little, like, I don't know, gemstone in it. I don't know. I just did this in another recording, but I don't know what gemstones are blue and green, and I'm not going to say opal again, because I know someone in the comments is going to be like, opals are actually this color, and I don't want to fucking deal with it. They're only that color to match with the wings and the other earrings. And the wings are specifically based on the northern lights, like Aurora Borealis, like this specific picture. I realized that I didn't do a good job of rendering it in the wings, but like I didn't want it to be super complicated. I mean, could you imagine having to render the Aurora Borealis every time you want to draw this character? I'd literally rather kill myself in Minecraft. In addition to that, I also added the little tiara and several piercings because I just thought they fit. Honestly, I'm really hesitant to do EQG designs ever, but if I do, I'm definitely going to give Lunari tattoos and piercings because like that's very much his style. I hope that reads well. I'm sure it's obvious, but Lunari is extremely me-coded. The effeminate vibe with the facial hair, the red eyeliner, the kind of gay-ass pose. Guards, impregnate that man! Looking head-ass. Your Honor, this man is a and I know I'm gonna have to censor that, but I hope you know what I'm saying, because I mean it with my whole chest. You might have noticed by now that this design does not have a cutie mark, and I actually have an explanation for that. Besides the fact that I couldn't make anything that I was totally super happy with. You know, guys, do you remember when they established later on in the series that he can like dream walk and like go into other people's dreams and like fight their nightmares and stuff like that? I wanted the cutie mark to resemble like dream walking in some way, but I couldn't. I literally just keep thinking about like a ghost foot, and that's not fucking helpful to anyone. A ghost foot is not a cutie mark. It's like a ghost tennis shoe. It's like a ghost, like, get it? Dream walking. I don't want to talk about it. So I might design a cutie mark for Lunari eventually, but ultimately right now, the like story reason behind why he doesn't have one currently is because when he turned into Nightmare Moon, which guys, if you want to see some MLP villain redesigns, you should subscribe to the channel because those are coming, you know, in the like same year that Silk Song is going to be released, so take that as you will. But yeah, in my headcanon, when he gets banished to the moon, he like loses his cutie mark. Like, it's moon magic, okay? Like, it's magic from the moon, so it makes sense. I just don't think him having a cutie mark after the banishing makes any sense, and I hope you guys get that too. It just doesn't feel right for him to have one right now. But if I ever design like a younger version, yeah, maybe you'll see a cutie mark from me. Just a few extra things to mention so I'm covering all my bases. Yes, Lunari is still a gamer. And yes, he's still gay, or like bi or whatever. Although Luna being gay isn't canon, so, you know, take that as you will. He also absolutely still has that like annoying little brother energy that they typically have in their sibling dynamic, where it's like they kind of annoy the shit out of each other, but they love each other type of deal. I'm gonna be so honest, we got incredibly robbed of like content of Celestia and Luna in the show. Like, there was a few episodes where we truly got to see their dynamic, and it was so good. Like, I'd watch a whole show about just them. I kind of feel it's criminal that we only saw like 2 episodes about them, man. Like, come on. While we're nearing the end of this footage for Lunari, I just want to make something incredibly clear, okay? There is a size difference between the siblings, okay? Lunari is literally so small. Like, I think if I remember correctly, he's technically smaller than Twilight, which says something. And spoilers for the next, like, half of this video, but Celestia is fucking gigantic, guys. They look so fun next to each other. I'll show you guys at the end, like, what they look like next to each other, because it's, like, they're so iconic. And now we're on to Celestia. And don't worry, I didn't do anything weird to Celestia, okay? Celestia is still herself. Earlier, I mentioned that I had a pretty good idea of what I wanted to do for the princesses, and that, I think, was a lie. Because the only princess I knew what to do with was Lunari, okay? Celestia, I struggled a bit. I really couldn't decide what I wanted to do. The hair was genuinely the hardest part for me. When I was playing around with concepts for the hair initially, I wanted her to, like, look like a sun, which is really kind of corny and cheesy, and I'm glad I didn't end up sticking with that, but the original concept was to do this, like, big, kind of, like, afro puff sun shape for the hair, and it didn't pan out. The other idea that I was attached to was the pure white Celestia with the pink hair, like her little kid design that we see somewhere. I'm gonna be so honest, I don't actually know if we see this in the show, or if this is actually canon, or if this is just some incredibly popular, like, fan art slash a headcanon that we have for her. I don't know. But I wanted to try and make that work as well, and it didn't pan out either. I ended up finding a really, like, layered look for the hair. I'm not sure what possessed me to do this. I think I was just doodling for fun, and then I was like, oh, these shapes work actually, and decided to keep them. If I had to take a guess at my process, because admittedly it has been a while since I actually drew these, it was probably because at that time I had just started considering the golden tiger theming, and something about the big blocky shapes of, like, tiger's face and their fur really kind of spoke to me. But I'm not 100% sure if that was my logic that I used. It's been forever. In addition to the blocky shapes of the hair kind of carving out the tiger's face, I also took this literally and gave Celestia stripes, which was an interesting call, considering that if anyone knows me at all, you know that I hate drawing stripes. But it was worth it. It was worth it for her. I'm probably gonna have to find a way to simplify them in the future, because frankly, I don't want to be doing all that if I want to draw Celestia again. But whatever, I guess. She's got stripes now. Similar to Lunari, Celestia also has accessories, but just the crown and the chunky gold collar with the ruby encrusted in it. Or is that the right word? It don't matter. You understand the point. While working on this design, I couldn't help but keep thinking to myself, what if I added more? And I honestly worry that I might have gone overboard with it. I had so many ideas that were trying to rush out all at once, and it was really difficult to make sure all of them got onto the page. It didn't help with the fact that I was also, like, fighting myself on whether I wanted to do this or that, and it was just a whole roller coaster. Now that we've gotten to the full body portion of this footage, because goddamn, it took me forever to just draw a headshot, but now I can finally talk about how I did the rest of the design. Because yes, I said at the beginning that I didn't do anything weird to Celestia, however, I did, like, you know, change her up a bit. Unlike all of my other MLP redesigns that I've done so far, Celestia is the first to feature paws. Listen, when I went for this tiger theming, I went hard, okay? So the paws were necessary. Originally, I was gonna give her her shoes like she typically has, like, you know, those big, like, golden horseshoes things. Do they call them horseshoes in the universe? I guess they would. I mean, they're horses, but horseshoes? What do you think their hooves look like under there? That's absolutely irrelevant. Never mind. I wanted Celestia to give off god status, okay? So besides being a giant woman / foreshadowing, she also has an extremely long horn and 3 giant sets of detachable wings, baby. She's given Archangel for real. Or is it Archangel? I'm not looking that shit up, okay? I got better things to do. God, she's giving off mommy vibes. Like, guys, be so for real. But I have unfortunate news for those of you who love her. I'm sorry, you're just a second too late. Her hand has already been taken in marriage by this moldy piece of cheese. I'm truly sorry for your loss. We hope to see you at the vow renewal in 2 months. God damn, this footage is taking forever. I feel like I've already run out of things to say about her. IDK, I don't know, guys, I'm not a Celestia fan. She basically had no screen time in the show, and she was never fucking useful for anything. Like, seriously, let's talk about it. Where was she during, like, literally any of the crises that were happening in that fucking universe? What was she doing? Where was she? You're telling me she was just sitting in Canterlot, twiddling her thumbs? I mean, that's probably what she was doing. Like, girl, get off your ass. You are literally the princess. Like, the princess, not like one of the princesses. You're the princess, bitch. The only reason you're not a queen is because we decided that queens were evil from a young age. And we didn't want you to be viewed as evil. So we named you a princess. But you won't even defend your kingdom? How fucking pathetic. Guys, I want you to know that my Celestia absolutely defends the kingdom. Okay, now she's not like Twilight Sparkle. She's not gonna go like halfway across the fucking country to solve some like third world friendship problem with like been magic and shit. Like, she's not doing that. But she'll at least like stand up and fight if like Chrysalis comes to town, you know what I'm saying? We have a royal wedding 2 situation, which is kind of funny that I mentioned the royal wedding, considering that Celestia is like canonically married to a changeling OC, Styx's changeling OC to be specific. God, how do you think that wedding went down? Probably not well. Like, hey guys, I'm getting married. Here's my soon-to-be husband, and then it's a changeling, and then like everyone has a freaking meltdown because the Chrysalis thing just happened or whatever. We can't let changelings back into the church. Yes, we can. Okay, they're not all evil. Okay, just Chrysalis is. Oh God, speaking of the changelings, they turned so ugly. Guys, I know I'm getting off topic, but please let me rant. When the changelings like decide that they're love creatures or whatever, and they start like, instead of like eating love, like absorbing it, like I don't know what the fuck is. Why are they bugs? And why are they ugly bugs? And why do they look like that? And where did their holes go? I just have too many questions. These designs fucking suck ass. It's why we've decided to draw changelings different in our styles. Because genuinely, who the fuck wants to draw this? Be so for real right now. I am so sorry if you're one of the like 2 people on this planet who genuinely likes the redesigns of the changelings. Like, I don't mean to shit on you, but it is just, it's not my thing. It's the downgrade of the century. Like, they shouldn't have done that. Reforming the changelings? Yes. Changing them to look like how they do now? No. They just kind of lost the thread, I'm sorry. Speaking of losing the thread, this is the fucking Celestia and Luna redesign video. Why the hell am I talking about changelings? Oh, that's right. Because this footage is so long. Because I need to fill time. Jesus Christ.
Beatboxing puppy.
Huh?
Oh yeah, that's right. I completely forgot to talk about the cutie mark. Unlike Lunari, Celestia actually has one, and it is just as simple as you expect it to be. Like, legitimately, it is just a rising sun. It's supposed to be like a sun, and then there's like the clouds, and then there's like the weird sun drop, blood drop tier things. Not blood drop, but I don't know. I like the gradient on it. It's nice. It's a nice crimson blend into the cutie mark, eh? It just really makes it pop off the stripes in it. The fucking color I used for the cutie mark blends in too much with the goddamn design, so I had to like try and make it stand out more. So, was I gonna change the cutie mark? No. So, modern problems require modern solutions and all that. Okay, a few more fun facts about this Celestia. Number 1, gap tooth rights. Let's go, gap tooth rights. Number 2, she kind of reminds me of a Raggedy Ann doll now that I'm looking at her, and I don't hate that, but that's ultimately unfucking related. Oh God. You know what? I just realized I'm the editor, and if I want to make the video shorter, I can. So, welcome to the final reveal of this design. Wow, doesn't she look so impressive? That's amazing. Oh my goodness. Yes, queen. Give us absolutely nothing, but absolutely everything at the same time. So stunning. And now here's her next to Lunari, like I promised. I don't know if it shows off very well because the video only has a limited amount of space, but Celestia truly is giant next to Luna. And here's the 3 princesses that are done all together. I wonder what Twilight looks like. I wonder if that video is coming out soon. Hair tuck. Maybe. You'll have to subscribe to find out. A big Patreon shout out to Styx, Starling Studio, Sage, Surprise, Pleco, Yamanya, Spite, Witchy Bunny 66, Moss, and Thule. Thank you all so much for supporting me, and I hope to see you again very soon. Alright, take care. Bye, guys.